That's much better. Okay. So what I wanted to do today is basically cover on how do you stay in higher vibration even if there is a problem that's happening, or if you're triggered or in the middle of a chaos, if you're dealing with a certain situation at work, with your family members, with your children, or if there is any issues with friends, or even whatever that is, how do you stay in that high zone? So what is, first of all, a high vibration? So you can actually feel this high vibration when you meditate. You stay aligned with yourself when you feel really good within yourself. You go for a nice walk, or after workout, you feel really good, right? And then reality kicks in. So you might be exposed to some form of trigger, and then you bring yourself back into that lower vibration. So how do you stay in and maintain that vibration even when you're triggered? Sorry, I'm just trying to adjust the camera here. So even when you're triggered, and it is a technique you have to learn over time. And the thing is that most people, they know how to get into high vibration, but they don't know how to maintain it. And it's so important to learn to maintain that high vibration. You're like in your 5D, where you can start manifesting the things that you really want in your life. Okay, so if you're going back in terms of lower vibration, you're projecting this energy of negativity, you're projecting this energy of whatever you're feeling. It could be lack mindset. You can even project an energy of feeling of resistance, and the universe doesn't know that. The universe will basically always send based on your vibration. So it's important for you to learn to maintain that vibration. Okay, so I created this so you can, even if you have any questions, you can post any chat to this, so I can actually answer these questions, and we'll go from there. Okay, and in terms of what I wanted to share here as well is, when you're in a higher vibration, so how the heck do you get to that higher vibration? So I already said, working out, doing things that you really love to do, and then meditation and inner work. Okay, so I want to really talk about meditation and talk more about inner work. So meditation is getting your mind aligned with your body. So if your mind is not in alignment, you are going to be in a certain vibration. So it's so important for you to recognize in what vibration you're in. And most people who operate in a certain vibration, they're not even aware that they're operating at that vibration until they get triggered. And when they get triggered, they stay in the trigger. They don't know how to get out of that trigger. And it feels very comfortable for them to stay in the trigger, because the trigger could be like, it could be any form of putting yourself down, right? And then you get comfortable feeling down about yourself, and then you just keep thinking about how not good enough you are and stuff like that, right? So it is actually a comfort zone. How do you get out of that level to allow yourself to feel really good in your body? So you got to recognize that. If you don't recognize that, that's called, I call it awareness, or there's levels of awareness. Every time you grow to a certain stage, you open yourself up to another stage of awareness. Okay, so, and if you're aware that you are in a down state, that you're not feeling right, how do you switch yourself out of it? What do you do? First of all, you got to ask yourself, why am I choosing to be in this energy? Let me give you an example of worrying. So let's say you're in an energy of constantly worried about something, constantly having this fear and this anxiety, right? So you got to ask yourself, how is this, me being in this situation, serving me? Why is this making me feel good? So you got to start writing it down. So because there's a reason why you're going back into that state and allowing yourself to be in that lower vibration. Okay, so as I said, most people are not aware that they're in that vibration. How do you know? Until you get triggered. The trigger actually serves you. It shows you that, hey, you're not stable. This situation is triggering you. Allow yourself to focus to that trigger and ask yourself, how is this situation serve me? And that's a big question, because once you ask that, automatically energy will start shifting and your heart center will start to loosen up. And you have this, all of a sudden you start feeling this compassionate love for yourself and to the situation. But it takes practice. It doesn't happen right away the first time. So the first time you ask this question, why is he serving me? It might be like, you're like, I don't know. And you start using your logical mind. And logical mind does not really get you anywhere, because that really judges you in many ways. You have to start going back into your heart center and your gut. Your heart center and your gut, they really work together, and they will guide you what serves you. They will give you the answer that will help you to be uplifted. Okay, so awareness is the key. So catch yourself when you're not in alignment. And sometimes, like if you have children, they're the best because they're so much more advanced. And these days we don't really put our children down, right? We actually allow them to talk. Back in the days, maybe 50, 60, 70 years ago, it was not like that. We were always said, shut up, like don't talk or keep yourself quiet. So in this case, your children will really tell you if you're not in alignment. They will tell you, Mom, you're angry. Why are you upset? Right? And we're not going to be like, oh, stop saying that to me. You shouldn't say that. You should respect me. So really listen to the outside information for you to work on yourself and grow and expand. Don't take it personal. That's when it's an issue. When someone tells you something and you take it personal to your heart, that's when you start not really growing and you get stuck in that situation, in the vibration, and then you start avoiding stuff that may affect you personally. Okay, so emotionally we have to dissociate from these triggers, meaning that these triggers help us to grow, but don't stay stuck with that. Don't allow yourself to get caught up with these emotions and hold yourself back from expanding further. Because when you want to manifest and stay in higher vibration, these are the triggers that help you to expand further and further in life. And the reason why I want to share this, because even my own personal experience in the past, every time I had this growth, there's new triggers, new ways for me to expand. So these triggers will help me to expand further. The only way I'll know when I do not go further is when my energy feels stuck. I feel stuck, like nothing is happening. I'm not moving forward. What's going on? So sometimes that's because you hold yourself back, because you want to avoid the trigger. You want to avoid situation that may help you to grow further. Does that make sense? So just be aware of these situations. So don't hide away, don't run away, and really focus on these triggers. So how many of you probably, like, please send a like or write in the comment, how many of you have avoided situation because you know that situation is going to trigger you? How many have you done that? Like, you probably have done that before, right? And really, it's not helping you, especially if it's triggering you. If it feels like it's not right, like let's say you're in a situation in a room full of people and it doesn't feel right. That's a different feeling. It feels different. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't sit right. But trigger, when you say like, oh, this person said something about me and I don't feel right, and then you start attacking back. That's a trigger. You can attack back verbally towards them, or you could attack back internally. So you talk about it inside of you. So you're not really doing anything better or healthier. You're really doing the same situation within yourself. So when you catch yourself this conscious, when you catch yourself this fight within yourself, ask yourself, why are you doing this? How is this serving me? Is this making me feel better by saying like how bad this person was? That's a level of awareness. Like, I'm not saying is anything wrong with that, but if you want to go further in your life and evolve and graduate and really feel that greatness within you, you got to acknowledge these different feelings. Otherwise, you will stay stuck at this level. And what do I mean by growing and getting higher? So when I mean by in higher vibration, the reason why I'm using higher vibration is because everyone has different interests, different likes, different needs. You may like something else and I may like something else. But whatever that I want, every time I allow myself to go into that higher vibration, I will receive the things I really desire in my life. The minute I stay in that lower vibration, like a tantrum, like a temper tantrum, when a child just like, I want this right now, right? So when you do that, you're not allowing yourself, because it's like, hold on, let me give you an example before I talk about that. Let's say now with Amazon, right? You can get everything right away, instant, right? And one day, let's say it's delayed. What happens to you? How are you feeling about it? Are you in that tantrum state, like, I want it right now? And when you do call them and make a big deal about it, you're just really affecting your energy level. And it's not going to really make a difference because you're really yelling at them and yelling back to yourself. Remember, everything comes back to you and your vibration stays at this certain level. But when you start opening up and understand the situation, like really have that heart-centeredness. Yes, you can call them, ask what's happening, why is my product not there? But when you go from a heart-centeredness, you really have that compassion, you create space and expansion, and you're not being triggered. You're really having this goodness within yourself. And that's where the key is. So you got to be aware of these things. And yes, everything is instant nowadays, especially for the new generation. Like, you guys are used to getting things right away, but this is the perfect time for you to be aware of the triggers because you get everything right away. So if you're triggered, be aware of that. Ask yourself, why am I being triggered? How is this serving me? Okay? There's more deeper inner work you can do within that same question, but this is just basic steps for you to get to the next level and allowing your energy to expand further. So you have to understand, like, the way the energy system works, especially people who can read energy, they can feel when someone is in a certain state, when they're in fear or when they're angry, when they're frustrated, right? You can visually see it. But certain energy system, when you have this chronic fear and worry within yourself, you project that energy out and people can feel that. And when they feel that, and let's forget about people, let's think about the universe. Universe can feel that. The universe is not going to support you when you're always in fear and worry mode. It's just going to send you more of the fear because you feel so secure by being afraid and holding yourself back. Okay? So how do you get out of this as well? The key is recognizing that you are in fear. Recognizing that you're constantly worrying. Recognizing that you're anxious. I've had patients who come in for treatment and they're anxious and they're not even aware that they're anxious. It's so normal to them. They have been raised up like this since childhood. I'm not blaming the parents, but that's what they know. They have no clue what it is to relax. And for them, when someone else is not at their level, like in their vibration, they feel weird. They don't feel it's right. They want them to be anxious with them. So imagine you're one of those who's not able to control your energy and your vibration. You become anxious with them and you start dancing in their vibration, which is not really helping you. But for someone who is in high vibration, goes into that vibration, you know the difference. You know how good you felt and all of a sudden you went in there. So isn't that contrast really helping you? When you have that contrast, it really serves you saying, hey, you're going into this vibration, let's get back out of it. Okay, let me not stay in here because I'm not going anywhere. I'm not feeling good in that vibration. Okay, so you step yourself out of it. Okay, and typically when you have that scenario, you don't want to get caught up with their problems. And for sure, most of you who are watching these videos, you catch yourself like this all the time. And nowadays with TV, like with movies and stuff like that, I'm one of those who watches a certain movie. I get caught up in that, especially like scary movies and stuff like that. The good thing is I don't watch those scary movies. It's not serving me because it's like it just messes up your vibration. I'd rather sit with it and clear the energy instead of like watching these movies. It doesn't serve me. It just makes your energy more constricted. But it's up to everyone else. Everyone has their own belief systems, their own ways of seeing things, and I totally understand the perspectives. But in my case, I want to keep my vibration high, so I always like do things that serves me. Okay, so I can keep my vibration high, so I can also teach that to many more people so they can use that tool as well. If you don't mind, in the chat, I would love to hear from others in the future and now, like, what are the things that trigger you? And how often do you get triggered in a day? Do you get triggered once a day, once a week, once a month? Very rare. And the reason why I'm asking, some people are triggered all the time, but they don't even know that they're triggered. That's the crazy part. They have no awareness that they're being triggered. Okay? Until someone points it out, hey, you're being triggered. You're like, oh yeah, I am. Okay? So, and I don't want you to go and tell everyone else, hey, like you're being triggered, because that's also not helping sometimes, because you're trying to help this person and trying to fix this person, and then the other person's like in denial. It will affect you back unless you're really stable, you are a teacher, you're a guide, you know how to work with that, then you can talk about it. But other than that, typically when you try to fix someone else, is not getting you somewhere else, and it's not getting you to a higher vibration anyways. Okay. Yeah, someone's answered, it feels so good. It's true, yes. Feels so. Hold on. I'm trying to read the names. Yeah, it's true. And so you learn to be in that overflow and allowing your heart center. Once you initiate your heart centers, this is why I created the course. I have an online course where you can purchase online and watch these lessons to heal and clear your body, purify your body. So the more purified you are, you're able to recognize yourself of when you're going off vibration and when you're in vibration, in higher vibration. So this course, I have actually two courses in there. One is for people with a lot of pain and how to get out of pain, how to allow yourself to feel better within your body, even if you have all these symptoms. Because as you allow yourself to feel better, the symptoms will slowly start to subside. Sometimes you do need to see a chiropractor, a massage therapist, or acupuncturist to help to align the physical aspect. But definitely, the more you stay in a higher vibration, the less pain you feel. It's like hypnosis. Okay, and you're in a state, everything is, it's flowing to you. You feel so good. You feel like things are always working out for you. Okay, and yes, as you evolve, fear will come. You get to a certain level, you start having assets, and then you have this feeling that you have it all, but at the same time, what if you lose it, right? And the fear will start kicking in, and you got to recognize that fear and heal that fear as well. And opening your heart center allows you to release the tension and feel back great in your body. And this is how you expand further and further. Okay, I didn't realize I was talking for 20 minutes. I am in the clinic right now. I'm seeing patients soon, so thank you for following, and also thank you for liking my page, and please subscribe and let me know if you have any questions. If you go into my course page, there is an email. You can directly contact me, and I do as well spiritual readings, more energy reading, and clear the karmic blockages. So when you're clearing the karmic blockages, you allow yourself to expand, because sometimes you do need assistance for someone else to recognize your imbalance so you can clear. Okay, help is something you can ask for, and you can ask for that, and you will start manifesting the right help that can help you to evolve further. Okay, thank you for following. Have a good one. Bye bye.